are in a full-on harvest mode right now. It is September 1st. We do have about 6 weeks until our first frost date, but we did have a frost warning the other night. So we are a little bit in a rush to get our produce harvested. And today we're planning on making some salsa. I'm also harvesting my coriander seed today. So coriander starts out as cilantro, and mine bolted pretty early in the season. We got a bunch of 90-degree days, but I did let it stay out here to form coriander or cilantro seed, so that way I can use this seed next year to plant more cilantro. And this cilantro that I planted was from old cilantro seed coriander that I had saved a couple of years ago. I just put them in a paper bag and just let it sit just like that. I'm gonna pick some poblano peppers to go in the salsa, and then I'm also gonna pick some jalapenos, and I'm gonna use green peppers that we have frozen in our freezer. Also, our green peppers, they just don't have enough big green peppers on them to use those. So I'm just gonna get some room in my freezer and use some of that stuff. I have everything harvested right here that I need for this. These are San Marzano tomatoes. They are a paste tomato. I did harvest some broccoli because it was out there and it was ready. I grabbed garlic and some onions that were hanging up in our barn. Poblanos. And then this we harvested the other day. This has tomatoes, some peppers. Some of the peppers are spicy, some of them aren't. And we're going to use this also. This is our homegrown garlic. We harvested it mid-July. How long ago was that? It's been about like 6 weeks now, and we've had it hanging in our barn drying. And I'm starting with the garlic first because I hate it. I hate peeling garlic, but I love garlic. These are really pretty purple garlics. So this roller can mash your garlic and separate it, but I don't mind. This is better than peeling it by hand. I'm curious to see how the white ones stored. And they did not. So they do have a little bit of rot on them. So yeah, for me, I really just feel like dicing the onions and throwing them in the freezer. It's unfortunate you can't have fresh onion, but you still have onion versus this rotted onion. I want this to be a chunky salsa, so I am not cutting my vegetables too small, and I don't care if they're all different sizes. I always use gloves when I'm working with hot peppers. I'm just gonna chop all of our peppers up together, the sweet and the spicy ones. I do want less seed in there. I don't want to make this too spicy. I bought a garlic masher last year and it has like a little slicer thing on it. I was hoping it would be really good for fresh garlic, and it is such a, oh no. Seriously? And it is such a pain to clean that it's easier to just chop on my garlic. We really like garlic, so if we get like a big piece of garlic in something, we are not going to be upset. I want my sauce to be a really thick sauce, so I'm actually going to strain my tomatoes as I'm cutting them. So I have a colander out here. I'm going to drain it into my Instant Pot liner, so all the juice will be in here, the tomatoes will be on here. And then I'm going to dump my tomatoes into the pan I'm going to cook the salsa in. And then I'm probably going to strain it again as I put it into jars. So for the San Marzanos, I'm just going to cut the tops off, cut the bottoms off, and then just do a large dice. And then for the large slicing tomatoes, I'm going to core them with a paring knife. My preference was to not use any of our slicing tomatoes because they have more water content than the San Marzanos, but I did not have enough San Marzanos to not use any of our slicing tomatoes, and we already had a basket picked from the other day and they really needed to be processed. So you can see the difference in juice on my board. I've cut up one slicing tomato here, and this is my third San Marzano that I've cut up on this side, and there's a lot more juice on this side. This is how much juice was in the tomatoes, so that's what I strained off of them. I know it doesn't look like a lot, but when you want a thick, chunky salsa, this adds a lot of water to it. So I got my green peppers from the freezer. These are my peppers that I cut up today. I'm not going to use all of this onion. I just cut this much up because my onions were going bad and I wanted to just cut them up because I was already cutting up other onions. All of my cilantro, garlic. I always got to drop something. Garlic. And then I'm going to zest a lime. And then I'm just going to mix all of this together. Next, I'm going to add some black pepper, paprika, chili powder, cumin, and salt. I'm going to mix all that in, and then I'm going to let it simmer for a while until the vegetables are cooked. So this is what the salsa looks like. Next, we're going to put it in pint jars. So I wanted to strain the liquid one more time. He didn't really want to, so I opted to not strain it. Still looks really good. Looks nice and thick. There's lots of nice chunky vegetables in here. And we're doing this in pints today because that's just the best size for us. You can do this in quarts. So next I'm going to wipe all of the rims off with some hot vinegar water. This is going to make it get a good seal with its lid. And this is hot, and I used cold hose water to fill that. So I just turned it up on full blast to hurry up and get the water hot. And then this one is not all the way full, and we're going to put that in our fridge to eat. So this is only 7 jars of salsa. Unfortunately, my canner is not going to be full. It's kind of how it is right now when we only have so many ripe tomatoes at once. You just kind of have to do what you can with them at that time. Typically, I would prefer a full canner every single time just to make it worth the propane, even if it was a different item. I don't have anything else ready, and this is. This does look really nice. So I'm going to check my lid, make sure both the little safety devices work, make sure I can look through the vent hole. I'm just going to lock it on place. This needs to go at 20 minutes for 11 pounds of pressure, and I'm opting on pressure canning instead of water bath because I added all those extra vegetables in there. The only acid I added was that one lime, the juice of one lime. So this is a pretty low acid sauce, and so I'm just going to pressure can it because I have a pressure. So it's actually been a couple hours since this has turned off and depressurized. I can actually just pick the jars up with my hand. That is a really nice thick salsa. There's not a ton of juice in there, and that is what I wanted. So I'm just going to pull all of these out. They're going to sit for a while. It does look like they all sealed. And then I'm gonna wash them and label them and get them in my pantry. I hope you guys enjoyed this video.